we'll go ahead and get started. We're doing some arm balances today, just because I feel like it's really nice outside and it's kind of fun to do a more vigorous practice when the weather starts to warm up this time of year. Also, just because we've been in quarantine now for like a month and a half, sometimes some of us just a month or so, and then we have another. We're going to start easing back in next month. We have another month-ish to go. So sometimes it's hard to find the stamina and bring forth the effort you need to keep going. So our practice today will kind of be energetically focused around that as well. So this, as we approach this second half of our self-isolation, and as we approach really any challenges in life, we get sometimes stories, our monkey mind activates in our head and tells us like, this is hard. And because something is hard does not necessarily mean it's bad. So, we need to clear away the monkey mind so that we can bring forth a more illuminated view of reality. So that kind of goes into arm balances too. As we approach a difficult pose, just check in with your monkey mind, listen to what it's telling you, and then clear away, bring forth a more clear concept of what's actually happening. Okay, from there, let's come to standing. Take your feet underneath your hips, you're just about as wide as your hips, a little bit of buoyancy in your knees. Bring your palms together, a light bend in your knees. Close down your eyes for a moment and just check in. Check in with the condition of your mind. Notice what thoughts, feelings, sensations, emotions tend to be the loudest right now. Take a moment to watch as they arise and pass away, so you can clear away and bring forth what you need to keep going. Take a moment to set an intention for your class. It doesn't have to be anything too grandiose. Just something personal to you to help keep you present during class. Now let's take 3 intentional breaths. Nothing forced, just intentional. Deeply inhale, expand your lungs. And exhale, release. 2 more on your own. And then release your arms to your sides. Press down into the earth. Reach out and up with your arms. Lift through your heart. And then exhale, bend at your knees. Hinge forward from your hips with a long spine. Come all the way down to the earth. Press down, rise back up. Reach your heart forward, hips back as you rise. Inhale all the way to standing. Exhale, hinge forward. We'll come all the way down. And then all the way back up. Keep your knees bent as you rise so that your spine stays long. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come right back up. Long spine, heart reaches forward, hips back. Let's come back up to standing. Bring your hands through center. Don't mind my cat there. Interlace your hands behind you, knuckles reach down, heart lifts up. Exhale, hinge forward from your hips, arms come up and over. Relax through your neck. Maybe bend one knee at a time, see how things feel. And come all the way back up to standing. Release your arms, breathe your arms out and up. Exhale, hinge forward from your hips again. This time, grab a hold of your shoulders, or I'm sorry, your elbows, and again with a neck that is loose like a bobblehead. Shake it yes and no. Knees bent here. This is a nice stretch of your mid back. Then release your arms down to the earth. Take a big bend in your knees. If it isn't already, we're gonna come up towards chair. So really like you're gonna sit back. Toes lift, weight is in your heels. Sweep your arms forward and up. You wanna have a nice straight back, so we're avoiding banana back and cashew back, but finding that middle zone there. And then on an exhale, sweep your hands back, reach your heart forward and up. Inhale, arms come over your head. Exhale back. You want to start experimenting with a little faster breath, but maintaining one breath per movement, creating some vigor, heat, stamina. This is that fire that we're looking for to help clear away the sort of mind debris that gets in our way from seeing our ability to see things as they are. Sweep your hands back and come all the way up to standing. Hands through center. Exhale, hinge forward. Hands down to the mat and step into downward dog. A downward dog, bend one knee at a time. Explore feelings in your hips, hamstrings, calves, ankles, shoulders. Don't worry about doing anything in a specific way here. Just explore how your legs and your body feels today. Start to close that gap between mind and body. And settle into your downward dog. And now let's explore a little more of the particulars. So in downward dog, your hands are spread wide. First finger is aligned with the outside edge of your mat. Crown of your head presses towards the space between your hands, and your hips reach in the opposite direction. Hips reach up, heels press down, but if you straighten your legs and it causes you to shift forward and bring your shoulders forward, bend your knees and then shift your hips back and up again. I'd rather have your knees be bent and that help you create a long spine than have your knees be straight and your spine be round. All right, now heels lift over toes, tuck your chin, round your upper back, roll forward into plank. Press into your fingertips as you arrive, shoulders the same height as your hips, heels over your toes, draw navel up to spine, press the earth away, reach your sternum forward and your heels back. And then elbows point back, lower all the way down to the mat. We'll take, oh my goodness, Frank, come on, Kit. All right, now fingertips press down, shoulders loop, come up just a couple of inches into cobra and release. We'll do two more. Anchor your toes, shoulders loop, reach your heart forward and up, strong back and soften. Last one, shoulders loop, keep the back of your neck long, rise up into cobra, press into your fingertips, create a little more length across the front of your body, and then come back to the mat. Hands under your shoulders, tuck your toes, navel moves away from the mat, and then whole body presses up back into downward dog. Take let's say 3 cleansing breaths. Inhale deeply and exhale out your mouth. 2 more and stick your tongue out as you exhale. Now right foot. Inhale, reach back and out through your right heel. Exhale, draw your knee into your chest, shift forward, keep your knee lifted, shoulders over wrists. Inhale, press your leg back, reach out through your heel. Exhale, hug knee into center, shift forward, right foot next to right thumb. Press down into the earth, hands down, forward and up, open up across your collarbones, palms together through midline, down to the earth. And we're gonna keep going here. Right leg presses back up again. So you're in this three-legged dog, right leg all the way back, nice. Exhale, draw your knee in through center, keep it lifted, ground your back heel, and then take your right foot over to the left. In that same breath, you'll open up, press down into your right hand, lift up through your left arm. And your right foot is on the knife edge. Left hand back to the earth, right foot either to one-legged plank or plank, and then elbows point back all the way down. We'll smooth out some of the edges in the next rounds. Shoulders loop, heart reaches forward, and soften. Tuck your toes through plank, knee plank, back to downward dog. Left leg, reach back and out through your heel. Exhale, drive your knee into center, look to the back of the mat. Inhale, press your heel back, crown of your head reaches forward. Knee back into center, foot to thumb. Stay strong through your foundation. Open up your arms. Exhale, hinge forward, back to the mat. Press your left leg straight back. Exhale, draw your knee into center, right heel to the earth, so your foot's pointed towards the right side, and then left leg presses out, right arm opens up, and then right hand back to the mat, either in plank or one-legged plank, and come back down to the earth. Shoulders loop. Exhale, soften. And then through plank or knee plank back to downward dog. Inhale, right leg, reach from crown of your head to your heel. Exhale like you're stoking a fire, draw your knee into center. Inhale, gather your breath, reach your heel back out. Exhale, knee through the middle, foot to thumb. Take a soft bend in your back knee, press down, reach your arms up, gaze towards the horizon. Exhale, hands seal. Right foot reach is back. Exhale, knee to center, left heel down, right foot shoots out to the side. Press down into your right arm, stack your shoulders, lift your left. Seal your palm. One-legged plank or two-footed plank. Peel up through cobra. And then back to downward dog. Left leg, reach back. Exhale, knee to center. Inhale, press back. Exhale, foot to thumb. Find crescent. Exhale, hands through your midline. Gather your breath back in. Exhale, knee to center, right heel down, left foot out, right arm opens up. Good. Exhale, seal your right palm. One-legged plank or two, and return. Shoulders loop. Exhale, soften, and then back to downward dog. One more time on each side. Right foot, breathe back. Exhale, hug in, use your strong core. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, foot to thumb. Strong earth, use it to rise up. And exhale, reach your heart forward, left heel back. Now right leg reaches back up. Exhale, use your strong center. Left heel down, right foot out. Shoulder stack. Back to one-legged plank. And all the way down. Shoulders loop. And back to downward dog. Last time on the left side, clear away all the other ones and bring forth new energy. Exhale, knee to center. Inhale, left leg back. Left foot to thumb. Inhale, open your collarbones. Exhale, long spine as you hinge. Left leg reaches back, stretch back. Exhale, knee into center. Right heel to the earth. Left leg out. Peel yourself open. And then right hand down. Strong plank as you lower. Shoulders loop. Exhale, release. And then we'll come back either through child's pose, where you can hold for a couple of breaths, or for a more solar pause, you would find downward dog. So find what's right for you and your energy level at this moment. Maybe a little bit of solar energy is what you need this morning to sustain you. And just notice the shifts in the quality of your mind. And then lower your knees. If you're in downward dog, take a moment in child's pose if you were taking a more solar pause. And then we'll all meet on our backs for some core work. Reach your hands forward and roll back with some strength, one vertebra at a time. So we'll start with, and we'll all just do this at the same time. I think it's easiest if we just all get going rather than me taking a bunch of time to demo for this one. So take your feet above your hips and press up through the balls of your feet so that you're creating some length and maybe even some stretch in your hamstrings and the backs of your legs. If your legs, you're like, my legs won't straighten, that's okay, it's perfectly normal. Still try to keep your feet above your hips and your knees just come forward a little bit. A-okay. Now let's take your hands behind your head. Lift your head, neck, and shoulders. Keep your gaze up. Now lower your left leg and reach your left elbow towards your left knee. Keep pressing up through your right. Inhale, come back to center. Keep your gaze up. Exhale, right leg lowers. Reach your right elbow towards your left knee. Keep pressing up through your left. Inhale to center. We'll go to the right side now, left elbow towards right knee, and then extend your left arm past your right leg. Inhale, come back to center. On this side, twist first, and then release your right arm. Inhale, come back to middle. Reach your left hand across your right. And now on an exhale, bring elbow to elbow. Inhale, open up. A little extra fun. In, back to center. Exhale, twist. Lengthen your arm. Elbow to elbow. Inhale, open. Back to center. Keep going. Left leg. Elbow to elbow. Open up. Return to middle. Exhale to the left side. Don't worry about if we're doing any more or not. Elbow to elbow. Inhale, open. Come back to center. Let's do one more on each side. You can do it. Reach. Keep your right leg pointed up. In, open, Left leg over your hip. Reach over to your left, reach your right leg out, right arm reaches out, close elbow to elbow. Inhale, open up, both feet to the top. Return both feet to the earth, arms over your head. Take your feet as wide as your mat and gently windshield wiper your knees back and forth. I kind of like doing core without knowing whether or not you're struggling. I just imagine that you're like, oh, more please. And the knees come back to center. Bring your knees in towards your chest. And we'll roll on our backs about 3 or so times if that's safe for your back. If it's not safe for your back today, then we're going to meet in standing so you can take any route you would like. Otherwise, we'll all arrive at the top of our mats and bring your feet underneath your hips. All right, come into chair pose. Inhale, arms over your head. Weight back into your heels. Reach up through the crown of your head, down through your hips. And then take an inhale. On your exhale, lower your right hand back, open up towards your right side, reach your left arm out. Inhale, both arms over your head. Exhale, left hand reaches back, twist to your left. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, right arm back, twist, arms reach apart. Forward and up. Exhale, back. Let's do 2 more on each side. Reach up, keep your legs bent. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, reach up. Twist, look back. 1 more to the right. Inhale, chair. Exhale, look towards your left. Inhale, back into chair. Couple more breaths here, really strong through your arms too. Make them just as active as your legs. Now straighten your legs. Bring your hands through center and exhale with a long spine. Hips reach back, heart reaches forward. Take your hands down to the mat and step into downward dog. All right. Cleansing breath here always feels pretty good. So I invite you to give that a shot. Now reach your right leg straight back, reach out through your heel. Exhale, draw your knee into center, coil in through middle, look to the back of the mat, and then round forward, place your right foot next to your right thumb. Take a soft bend in your back knee. As we come up to crescent, sometimes that's really helpful. So you'll press down into your feet, thumbs lead, fingers reach out and up. If you've got your legs straight, notice that your lower ribs are flaring out. Just bend your back knee and dial your lower ribs in. Now let's all bend at our arms so that they're at 90 degrees, same height as your shoulders. Draw navel to spine, and then exhale, bring your elbows towards each other, keeping them the same height as your shoulders. Inhale, expand across your collarbones. Exhale, coil everything into center, activate your core. Inhale, open. Exhale, release. Or not release, coil in. Inhale. Exhale, together. Inhale, open. Reach your arms up, and we're going to add a twist. Exhale, take your right arm back, reach your left hand towards your right thigh, and straighten your back leg as you twist. Inhale, maybe rebend your back knee, reach your arms over your head. Exhale, sweep your right hand back, left elbow in the direction of right hip, right thigh. Inhale, arms up. This time we'll make contact. Left elbow on the outside. Squeeze your legs together, squeeze your right hip back. Place your right hand on top of your left fist. Now look down towards the top of your mat. Get a good gazing point, maybe about 6 inches or so in front of your right foot. And then slowly, carefully hop your left foot in so you're in twisted chair. When you arrive, notice if your knees are not even them out. So there's a tendency as we twist to want to move our left knee forward to help the twist, but then it takes the twist out of it, actually. So keep your knees even. And then come to your toes, lift your heels, and slowly come down to a squat. So our first arm balance is going to be side crow. We're getting started with a big one. So if you're in this squat, you'll take your hands to the, both hands to the right side of your body. So they're on the right side of your leg. You seal your palms into the earth and then lift your hips. Elbows are at a 45 or at a 90-degree angle and they point back just like in chaturanga. Gaze forward, maybe lift your right leg first and then your left, and then pick your feet up as you gaze forward. Hold it for just an extra breath. And then gently, safely come out of your bird, back down. And from your side crow, go ahead, step back into downward dog. And then round forward into plank. Exhale all the way down to the mat. Tops of feet press down. Shoulders loop. Reach your heart forward. Soften, find some ease. Rinse off everything from the last wave or from that side. And then from plank or knee plank, come back to downward dog. Come back to that clear away and bring forth. It's a whole new side, a whole new opportunity, new perspective. Left leg, inhale, reach back and up. Exhale, draw your knee into center, hug navel to spine. Look back as you shift forward, shoulders arrive over wrists, and then place left foot next to left thumb. Little bend in your back knee, press down, rise up. Find that right space for you, drawing your lower ribs in, and then bend at your elbows. Elbows same height as your shoulders, collarbones broad, engaging through your lower abdominals. Draw elbows towards each other, coil in, broaden across your shoulders. Inhale, open up, and exhale, dial in. Keep your arms really strong, like you're pressing something out with your forearms. You don't want to just wave them around like a couple of chicken arms here. These are powerful arms. Inhale, open up. Reach your arms up over your head. And now we'll twist towards the left. Exhale, right elbow towards the outside of your left leg, your left arm sweeps back. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, squeeze your legs towards each other as you twist. Inhale, forward over your head. Exhale, this time we're making contact. Right elbow on the outside, right ribs towards left thigh. Reach up through your back hamstring and take your top arm on top of your bottom fist. Left hip reaches back. Shoulders are working towards stacking but aren't exactly there. Now find a gazing point in front of your left foot and carefully, with control, bring your right foot up to meet it so you're in twisted chair. Notice your knees. Make sure one isn't in front of or behind the other. Weight is still in your heels. Good. Now come to your toes. Lift your heels. Activate the insides of your legs and your ankles, and then slowly come down hips to heels. Take your hands, they're already on the outside of your left leg, so you're halfway there. Palms seal. And you want your fingertips and your toes to point in the same direction. And maybe you need to nestle your bicep down a little bit more. And from here, you'll lift your hips, shift the weight towards the front of your fingers, gaze forward, keep your elbows square, and then lift your feet. So you turn your feet up. Keep your hips lifted. And the weight is in your right arm. And then come back down. Ooh. Step back into downward dog. Inhale, come forward into plank. Exhale to the mat. Find some ease, liberation through cobra. And then return to your strength, pressing up from plank to downward dog. If you have any blocks or anything, it could be helpful in this next wave, but it's not required. Inhale, reach your right leg back. Exhale, draw your knee into center, shift forward. Place your right foot next to your right thumb. So if you have blocks and want to get a hold of them now, you can, or soup cans, anything of that nature. So we'll go into a pyramid pulse here. I'm going to move my block actually for this. So you'll extend your front leg, come up onto your front heel, and then exhale. Keep your back leg long as you move your hips down and forward, and bend your knee over your ankle. Inhale, lengthen through your spine, lengthen through your front leg. Exhale, lunge. Couple more times, like you're sending your hips straight back, flex your front foot. Exhale, stay strong, active through your back leg, lift through your hamstring. Come one more time to the back here, and we'll hold it. So you're on your front heel, and then you'll take your left hand underneath your nose and your right hand to your sacrum. Now squeeze your legs towards each other, press down into your left hand, and begin to stack your shoulders. So you're in a twist. So you could stay here or lift your right arm. One isn't necessarily better than the other. Stay long through your spine. Keep flexing your front foot. Isn't this enjoyable? And then replace your right hand back down onto a block or onto the earth. Shift your weight into your front foot. And then find warrior three. Walk your hands forward. Flex your back foot a lot. Make sure that your foot is pointing down. And then exhale, take your left knee behind your right as you bend your right. Inhale, lengthen out through your left heel, lengthen out through the crown of your head. Exhale, Jiva squat, left knee behind right. Inhale, press down, spine gets long. Exhale, knee behind knee. Look forward. Let's go one more time. Press down to your right leg, straighten through both legs. And this time, exhale, take your left knee behind your right. Left knee grounds on the outside of your right foot. And then your hips come down on the inside of your left foot. Now wrap your left arm around your right knee, twist over your right shoulder. Really squeeze your knee in towards your left ribs. So you're feeling a nice stretch on the outside of your right hip as well as a twist. Press down into your fingertips, get long through your spine. All right, you can look back to the screen. I'm going to demo where we're headed. This is our peak pose for today. And we'll come at it through this Ardha Matsyendrasana twist. So we started here with our arm around our leg. The next step we'll do is lengthen out through our left side and then wrap your left arm on the outside of your right leg. Then I really nestle my knee as high as I can get it up towards my shoulder. And then much like we did in crow pose, you'll come to your hands and you're making that same 90-degree box. My fingers are spread wide. And I use my feet to lift my hips, shift forward. My legs are going to be on my left arm for this one. And then press your feet in opposite directions and gaze forward. And then you'll come back down and just be real proud of yourself for even trying. Okay, let's all come into our twist. If you're not there, bring your left knee in towards your right hip and your right foot on the outside of your left leg. Take your right hand behind you, reach your left arm up, lean over towards your right so you get long through your left side, and then take your left elbow on the outside of your right leg. Nestle it in there. Sometimes I have to manually move my leg so I can get my knee up as high as I can. Shift forward. So you're in this very awkward pretzel position. Keep your elbows moving in so they're in a box. Shift forward, press into your fingertips, lift your left leg, and then maybe your right, and then press them in opposite directions. Really keep looking forward. That's critical. And then when you're all done, take your hands behind you, and we'll just take some simple windshield wipers from side to side. A little bit of ease, a little bit of effort. And then from windshield wipers, let's meet in downward dog. Vinyasa, inhale, roll forward into plank. Exhale all the way down. Again, invite ease, liberation, a chance for renewal on the next side. Let go of any stories that might prevent us from seeing things clearly. And come back to downward dog. New side, new perspective. Left leg, inhale, reach out through your left heel. Exhale, draw your knee into center. Look back as you shift forward, and then place your foot next to your thumb. Grab a hold of your blocks if they were helpful. And then you'll straighten your front leg, come onto your heel, lift your toes. Lengthen through your spine. So you may notice as you send your hips back, your spine wants to round. The key is to lengthen. And then bend your left knee, lift through your back leg. Exhale, spine long, left leg long. Exhale, press your left foot down and forward, your right heel back. Spine long, hips back, legs squeeze towards each other. Last time to bend, lift through your hamstring. And then exhale, come back, spine long. Squeeze your legs towards each other. And then take your right hand underneath your nose. Left palm to your sacrum. That can kind of help create some length in your spine there too. Thighs press towards each other. Right hand presses down. Shoulders begin to stack. Use your strong center to help create balance. I know that without our whole foot on the earth, it's a little bit unsteady, but that's okay. Maybe lift your arm. Right ribs rolling open, left ribs rolling back. And then ground your left hand to block or to the mat. Place your whole left foot on the earth. Walk your hands forward and lift your back leg straight off the ground. Right toes point down, hips are even. And then on your exhale, draw your right knee behind your left, look forward. Inhale, press down through your left, reach out through your right, forward through the crown of your head. Exhale, gaze forward. Inhale, lengthen. Use this opportunity to feel a little bit of stretch in your legs as well. Exhale, knee behind knee. Let's come up one more time because I honestly just lost count. Reach out through your heel. And then exhale, knee behind left knee. Right toes on the earth. Right knee on the outside of left foot. Hips on the inside of your right foot. I'm going to pivot around here. We get a little bit of a nice pause here to wrap your right arm around your left knee. Take your hands behind you and your fingertips so you can press down into your left hand, lengthen up through your spine. Draw your right ribs towards the inside of your left thigh. Use your right arm to squeeze your leg in towards your torso. Gaze over your back shoulder. Notice if you have any tension in your forehead or jaw that you could release. And then since we've seen where we're going, we'll head into that last one together. So release your right arm. I like to move my left hand out a little bit so I can reach my right arm up and over. Feel stretch through your right side. And then place your right bicep on the outside of your left thigh. Use your right hand if you need to manually adjust. Move your knee further up. You feel like kind of a crazy person here for a minute. And then shift forward. Hands shoulder distance apart. Elbows, you don't want them to flare out, so you want them to go straight back like in chaturanga. Come up onto your toes, lift your hips. Lift maybe just your left foot first. Gaze forward and then press your feet away from each other. Legs are on your right arm. And when you've had enough, we'll come down to our backs and windshield wiper from there. Oh, this feels nice. Take your hands over your head, feet as wide as your mat. Knees move from side to side. Use this movement to calm your mind. Imagine soft waves. Next time your knees come over to the right, pause there. Use this as an opportunity to open up through your front of your left hip. Maybe you like to place your right foot on the outside of your left thigh. In that case, you press down and forward and move your hips forward. Like you're trying to pull the skin away from your left hip towards your knee, using your right foot. We did a lot of forward folding today. Did a lot of work. So this is an opportunity to give it some stretch. If you're a runner, this probably feels pretty good too. Release your right foot to the mat if it's not already there. Slowly take your knees through center, over to the left. Pause for a moment. See how it feels instead of jumping right into placing your foot there. And then if you need it, if you want it, place your left foot on the outside of your right thigh. Going through those same checkpoints. Press your knee forward. Check in, see if you're holding tension in your shoulders or jaw and forehead. Begin to soften. Release your top foot. Bring your knees back into center. Walk your feet so that they're hip distance apart. And we'll take a couple rounds of bridge. We didn't really warm up for full wheel today, but I would like to counter all the forward folding we did. So take your hands to your sides, bend at your elbows, palms face in, fingertips point up. Keep your knees in line with your hips and your feet in line with your knees. And then press down into your feet, forward into your shins, hips lift. And then perhaps you organize your shoulders more underneath you to create space behind your shoulders. And then you want to check your neck, make sure that there's just a little bit of space between your chin and your chest. And then you could press down into your elbows, maybe get a little more height with your hips. And think about lengthening the space across the front of your body more than bending your back. And then slowly come back down to the earth. Take a couple breaths. We'll do one more where you can either do the same elbows bent, or perhaps this time you want to interlace your hands underneath you. Okay, option one, elbows bent, hips lift. Option two, interlace hands underneath you. Same thing, possibly rolling your shoulders underneath you. Arms strong and long. Gaze is up. Knees, same distance as your hips. See if you can keep them from flaring out. And then gently come back to the earth. Draw your right knee in toward your chest. Take a couple circles with your right ankle. Go in both directions. And maybe you want to stay here with your left knee bent, or you can lengthen out through your left foot. You could keep your hands on your shin or find half happy baby and take your right hand to the outside of your right foot, and your right knee comes to the outside of your whole right thigh actually comes to the outside of your right rib cage. I like to place my left hand on my hip here. Once again, another chance to notice if you've created any tension unnecessarily somewhere else. And then we'll all bend our left knee. Take your right leg across, so you're trying to sit very properly in a chair. And then press into your left foot, scoot your hips over to the right, and drop both your knees over to the left. Arms reach out from your shoulders. Begin to tune into the places of contact with the earth. Direct your breath downward. Take your knees back in through center. Uncross your right leg. Place both feet hip distance. Draw your left knee in towards your chest. Interlace your fingers around your left shin. A few ankle circles. Go in both directions. And if it feels okay with you, maybe you lengthen out your right leg. And then if it feels okay with you, perhaps you find half happy baby with your left hand on the outside of your left foot. Right hand on your hip, just in a grounding way. Not trying to create any extra force. Notice where you might still be holding on to wanting more. Where can you let go? Be with things as they are. Bend your right knee. And we'll all take your left leg over your right knee. Press into your right foot. Take your hips to the left and then both knees over to the right. Arms reach out from your shoulders. Relax through your lower back. Let go of tension. Just ease into the present moment as it is. Use your breath as an anchor as thoughts start to sweep you away into the current. Bring both your knees back into center. Draw your knees in towards your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins. Rock here in Koundinyasana from side to side. Soften through your roots, your lower back. Create ease in your mind. Rest in that space of clarity between thoughts. And then stretch your legs out the length of the mat, feet as wide as your mat, palms open. Take a moment to check in with your body, soften through your toes, ankles, knees, hips, abdomen, shoulders. Relax your jaw. Your eyes and eyelids be heavy. And then relax your forehead. I'll be here to tell you when it's over. I won't leave you. Without moving, bring your awareness back to the space around you. Deepen your breath. Small movements in toes, fingers, wrists, and ankles. Inhale your arms above your head. Stretch from fingertips to toe tips. Bend at your knees and roll to one side. Pausing there for a moment to let the efforts of your practice wash over you. Use your top arm. Press yourself up into a seated position. At the top of your mat, sit tall with dignity. Bring your palms together at your heart. Gaze soft or eyes closed. May you and all living things be safe, be happy, be healthy, and live with strength and ease. Namaste.